a mother of four caught with heroin at a homeless encampment, facing prison time while still on parole. As she pleads guilty, the judge doesn't hold back. If you don't want to be a real mother, don't contact your kids. This isn't just a sentencing, it's a wake-up call.
Court is calling 2025 CR 006570 State versus Priscilla and Valadez Figueroa. Can I have parties announced?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
And Warren Wolf for Ms. Valadez.
And are you Ms. Valadez Figueroa? All right, I'm going to need you to speak up so I can hear and the court reporter can hear. Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I have.
Did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. All right, all of the documents are signed as Valadez. Are you Valadez Figueroa?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Community Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
As to count one, but the state is waiving and abandoning the repeater enhancement, Your Honor.
No objection.
Ms. Valadez Figueroa, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 to 4 grams. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea bargain agreement, you are giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
We've discussed that, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Ms. Figueroa, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes. Your
Are
Honor.
you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is waiving the repeat enhancement allegation. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 10 years in the prison. They're recommending community supervision. There's to be restitution of $60 to the Bexar County Laboratory for drug testing. They're asking for a TAP evaluation and safe P. Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 7 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service restitution, and safe P. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be
Thank
excused.
you, Judge.
Did you review the document entitled waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, counsel? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, it's from the moment I met with Ms. Valadez, and the reason I say Ms. Valadez, and I know that it shows Figueroa is on my appointment notice.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
what they told me her name was. She reached out and she says, I want help. I need help. I want to go to rehab. So, her family has reached out to me as well, and they said, please help her get the help that she needs. I've discussed with her, or the plea bargain that we agreed to, and I want to thank the prosecutor for considering her circumstances. Not every prosecutor would recommend probation. And I told her about inpatient treatment, and that's obviously what she needs, because right now, she's on parole.
Mhm.
And she's out on the street and she's picking up a new charge.
Well, here's the problem.
Oh,
The parole issue, have they filed
it's
against you?
pending this charge. They won't deal with you know how it works. You've done this before.
Mhm.
They won't deal with it until the state case is over. And I told her, I cannot guarantee you that parole will, if the judge grants that parole will accept that and modify your conditions of parole. So she knows that there's still other hurdles, but we need to deal with this.
All right. So how long have you been using?
When did you start?
It's been
All right. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
on and off for like 8 years.
All right. So how old were you when you started?
Like 15, 16.
All right. So why did you start?
I grew up with my family, the household it was just not, it wasn't good. There wasn't nobody that would, had, there was always drugs in the house. My parents were not, my dad was in and out of prison, and my mom was either with different guys or doing stuff. So I never had a good family, stable home, or, with good support system, with good example, with a good example.
Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
My oldest one is 18, my 18, 16, 13, and 10,
And who are they with?
with their father and his mother.
So really, they're with his mother. She's raising the children. All right. Who's Denise Martinez to you?
She was just a friend from the outside.
All right. And why are you homeless?
Well, I wasn't homeless. I was staying with a friend of mine, but that day I had went out and I had got into an argument with them, so I was out there.
No, the way the police reports reads is that this is an area where there are homeless camps, vandalisms, prostitution, and other criminal mischief. And that they're saying you were there with this other person. And so they're contacting people who are out there in the tents and everything. And it says, we contacted S1 and S2, that's you and Denise, who were observed camping in public due to the tarps and blankets hanging, several carts and property scattered throughout the area. Excuse me, counsel. Yeah. So you were living there. That's what it reads. I don't think anybody leaves a place unprepared and all of a sudden you have carts with different things. So how long were you homeless? Are you saying you had a place to stay? All right. So why would you choose to go to a homeless encampment with heroin?
I just made a poor choice. I shouldn't have been out there.
But no, here's the thing. We all make poor choices sometimes, but we got to think through and figure out why we are making these choices. You have children. You say you're not homeless, but you go to this homeless encampment. I don't know if you were just going there just to use drugs or what, but you left a home to go to a homeless encampment with somebody who you're saying, I don't know, just a friend or whoever she is. That your story doesn't make sense to me.
Stupid choice. I shouldn't have been out there.
But why were you out there? That's the question.
I was going to pick up drugs.
All right. Why is that so hard to say? So when's the last time you were employed?
2017.
So how you been supporting yourself?
And I stay with my grandmother. I help her.
I'm sorry,
I
what?
stay with my grandmother. I help her take care of her, and I help around the house. And I just have my friends that help me out here and there.
All right. And what's your grandmother's name?
Frances Trinidad.
And when you say you help her out, what does that mean?
I just help her like clean the house and help her around the house.
Okay. And are there any children in that home?
Ma'am.
And have you ever had any mental health issues?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's your diagnosis?
Anxiety, depression.
And obviously, since you're on parole, you've been to prison before. Is there any gang affiliation with you from being in prison?
No.
Any gang affiliation? Sorry?
No, Your Honor.
Any gang affiliation since you've been out of prison?
No, Your Honor.
All right, tell me about those tattoos.
There's guys that I was with that I just.
Okay, so those are guys' names over here. What's over here? And what's this beneath the eye?
It's a heart,
And what's on the hands?
roses, a peacock, my kids' portraits.
Mhm. And the
flowers.
And the hearts on the neck?
I like hearts.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. The following will be in custody: TAP evaluation, a referral to felony drug court, a referral to Esperanza Court, MIC evaluation, and follow recommendations. There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting. Once you complete that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. How far did you go in school?
11.
All right. I'm going to require that you obtain your GED or either some sort of trade school certification.
I'm in GP right now and computer. I'm just waiting for other openings.
All right. There's going to be proof of employment within 45 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no contact with Denise Martinez, Frances Trinidad. There's to be no residing with the elderly. And for the court, that's anybody who's 60 or older. And there's to be no residing with minors. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. $60 restitution to Bear County Lab for testing. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
Yeah.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. If you have no intention of being a good mother for your children, don't contact them. You can write them a nice letter and saying, hey, you're not in a good place. You don't see yourself being in a good place anytime soon. I wish you well. Send them prayers, send them money, but don't come breezing into their life. Because I can tell you right now, their paternal grandmother probably has her hands full dealing with the grandchildren that she's raising, dealing with the son who's probably staying with her, but is not bringing anything to the household other than just bringing children and causing chaos. So while you're at the jail, you need to sit down and think, what do you really want out of your life and really want for your children? Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And by the way, don't get any men or relationship people tattooed on your body. These are the safe bets. Your children, if you get their names tattooed, because you're always supposed to love your children, but getting significant others, those relationships come and go. All right? Good luck to you. You're welcome. Yes.
What happens when the justice system gives you chance after chance, and you vanish for 5 years? This isn't just a story about missed drug tests. It's about mental illness, family desperation, and a judge who's finally had enough. Today, we watch as a grandmother pleads for mercy, and a courtroom decides if redemption is still possible or if prison is the only path left.
All right. So, Mr. Montcastle, Ms. Montcastle, your attorney is now here. He's going to confer with the state, and then when he's ready, we'll have him approach.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to confer with my attorney as well, please.
All right, thank you. Just give us a moment. Terrell Allen.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm alive.
Oh, yeah. Are you all ready to proceed? No problem. So y'all are proceeding on the motion to revoke?
Yes, Judge.
All right, the court is calling 2015 CR 3927 State versus Terrell Allen. Can I have parties announce?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas.
Brad Thornton for Mr. Allen.
And are you Mr. Allen?
Yeah.
All right. Are you the same Mr. Allen who was placed on community supervision in 2015 CR 3927 for the offense of burglary of a habitation on March 19, 2019 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Judge, we also have.
Ms. Mountcastle, what are you doing? Ms. Mountcastle.
Okay, yes.
There's another motion to revoke.
Oh, there's a second motion?
No, there's a second case. It's a DWI.
Oh, I have it. And the court is also calling 2019 CR 10147W. Did you review the motion to revoke community supervision in that case as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Terrell Allen who was placed on community supervision in 2019 CR 10147W for the offense of driving while intoxicated third or more on October 11, 2019 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And excuse me, could I get a file stamp for motion to revoke? And state, are you proceeding on the same allegations in each motion?
Yes, Judge. The state intends on proceeding on one, waiving and abandoning, if you would, when the state can make that announcement.
All right, you may proceed.
So
Oh, you're welcome, Mr. Payne.
for cause number 2015 CR 3927, the state will proceed on violation of condition number 2, but the state will waive and abandon the other violations alleged.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
And then in cause number 2019 CR 10147W, the state will proceed on violation of condition number 2 and waive and abandon the remaining violations, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and state if you'll read the violation into the record, please.
Yes, violation number 2 for both cause numbers on or about the 24th day of February 2022 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Terrell Allen, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the supervision officer and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that violation in each of the cause numbers, true or not true?
Sure, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2 and cause number 2015 CR 3927, the court could find it to grant the motion and sentence you up to 3 years in the prison? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2? Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. And cause number 2019 CR 10147W, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion and sentence you up to 8 years in the prison?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 8?
Condition number 2.
I'm sorry, condition number 2. Knowing that, do you still wish to proceed with your plea of true to violation of condition number 2? All right, then the court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Judge.
Yes.
It is different recommendations for the 2 cause numbers. For cause number 2015 CR 3927, the state is recommending termination unsuccessful, but defendant has already been sentenced on that one. The recommendation for cause number 2019 CR 10147W, the state is recommending continued probation, but to complete state ISF cognitive track followed by ISP.
All right, so are you saying that he's already been sentenced in cause number 2015 CR 3927?
The state does see that this is the second MTR and defendant was adjudicated from deferred.
Okay.
That's what we're under the impression of.
Yes, no, he's on regular probation or community supervision. And so his maximum sentence is 3 years in that cause number. So probation?
Judge, on that cause number, that case expired March 18th of 2022. The court is aware of that.
All right, so and cause number 2015 CR 3927, the court is finding it true. The court will terminate you unsatisfactorily. And just one moment. All right. So then let's move on to the 2019 CR 10147W. State you're requesting ISF?
Yes, Judge. Cognitive track followed by ISP.
All right. Defense?
Your Honor, Mr. Allen, back in 2022, that was the day where there was an extremely bad snowstorm that occurred. And so they called him in to do a test, and he expressed that he didn't feel like he could do it safely that day and wanted to do it a different day. And so he made the decision not to do that. My client, all of the evaluations, we looked at it with probation, has never been evaluated for mental health issues. Yet in dealing with him and talking to his family, he definitely has severe issues. He's been diagnosed, my understanding from dealing with his family, bipolar depression, as well as what I can see in my interactions with him is at very high levels of ADHD, being able to focus. And so what happened on that day was he was extremely worried, didn't know what to do, panic, couldn't deal with all the problems going on in his life, and decided to freeze and not know how to deal with that. And he hasn't had any issues since then. We think that the proper thing to deal with in the situation is to address those mental health issues now, and that he would be successful in the remaining terms of his probation, and that's what the freeze up was. It wasn't an issue of him using or being dirty. It was him legitimately being afraid because of the conditions on that particular day in terms of being icy. And so we think that this is an appropriate way to remedy both of those situations, is to continue letting him be successful, but also with a cognitive track addressing the issues.
Thank you, may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Yes.
On the icy day, I have 2 kids, right? Of course, the kids have a mom. Mom was in middle school while mom was at the hospital. I only had me. It was me, the 2 kids, right? And of course, everyone seems say the last dance with Julia Roberts, or yes. Okay, yeah. I can't drive, you know. I don't want to take my kids to you can't take your kids anywhere, can you? No, so I mean I was arguing with the probation officer. I was like, can I please go tomorrow? She's like, no, Mr. Allen, I have to go.
Okay, so here's the thing. You've been missing since 2019.
For this day.
So, but here's the thing. 2019, do the math. How many years have expired since 2019 and you still haven't come in? The only time you came in was because you were arrested.
22.
Right, Your Honor. in dealing, and we can present testimony on this, Your Honor. I've talked to his family, interviewed them.
No, I'm just trying to let him know
Right.
that what he's given me are excuses,
Absolutely.
and these are life. This is life, right? Everybody has different things they have to do in life, right? Now you have some people who say, oh, I'm not going to go to the store today. I'm not going to do this, but there are no real consequences for that. I mean, you don't have something to eat that day. But the consequences are you could potentially go to prison. So since from 2019 to now, have you gone to the grocery store?
Yes, sure.
All right, so you found a way to do that, but you didn't find a way to contact your probation officer and come in. Since 2019 to now, have you taken your children to school? So you haven't taken them to school. So that means somebody else was taking them to school. So you could have come in. So don't come to me with excuses because you haven't done anything since 2019. You understand? Probation, what are you requesting?
Judge, the recommendation on date item.
I mean, he hasn't been around since 2019.
We're under the impression it was 2022 when he filmed.
All right, so that's still not good because that's 3 years.
He was on the very last end of drug court. In fact, he was waiting for the certificate to graduate from the drug court.
No, and see, that's the other thing with drug court. I know they give people chances, and I know from drug court, and you correct me if I'm wrong, when you don't show up for something for drug court, they don't immediately put you out of the program.
And they help me.
Yeah.
Your Honor, and
But they can't help you if they don't see you.
I appreciate you for recommending me to drug court because that helped me out in my adult life, my whole life period. Discover a bunch of things. I didn't realize I had a problem. I always thought I don't have. I just didn't want to stop. And
No, I told you had a problem. That's why I sent you to drug court.
I appreciate that, Your Honor. It did help me out tremendously. It's like I always thought I was Superman. It's like how many times have you heard I'm pretty sure I get this a bunch, right? It's like, hey man, you sound white. I'm like, I speak English.
No, I don't get people saying I sound white. If they say I sound white, then that's their prejudice that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Because what does that mean to sound white? What are you trying to say?
I get it all the time, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
He's talking about himself, Your Honor.
No, okay, so he needs to sign the trial court certification. He hasn't signed that. And probation, did he pay the $57 restitution to SAPD? All right, state.
Yes, Judge.
All right, the court is going to grant the motion. Do y'all want to speak to years? His minimum is 8 years.
Judge, that is the full range. The state has no comment on the range.
All right, thank you. Maybe excuse. Yes.
Have you be permitted to present some brief testimony?
Sure.
Okay. I'd like to call Pamela Williams. Pamela Williams.
Hello. Hi. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Pamela Williams,
All right, defense, you may proceed.
How are you related to Mr. Allen?
my grandson.
And you've been part of his life the past 10 years.
Yes.
And so when he first was placed on probation and then did not go in probation, what type of things did you see in terms of what was going on in his life and his ability to deal with problems?
Well, Terrell has been we've been telling him Terrell has been having mental problems for a while. He don't deal with things good, depression, bipolar episodes, different things like that. We've been trying to get him to deal with. I think I spoke to you and told you that he just needs some help, As far as I know, I've been trying to help him. He says he's gonna do one thing and then he bounces back from another. So we've been trying to help Terrell get this thing situated. But I think Terrell needs some help. I'm his grandmother. If I thought I'm this type of grandmother, if I thought he was a menace to society, I'd tell y'all, do what you gotta do. But Terrell needs some help, mental help, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
He really does. And sometimes they hide things from me. I'm grandma.
Mhm.
But I've noticed things, you know, he's been through really bad depression. But I think he just needs some mental help. And
Let me ask you, there's a time where he was making poor decisions with the
Mhm.
burglary and the DWI.
Mhm.
Have you seen changes in him where he's staying out of trouble and not hanging out with the bad friends?
he's changed. He's changed. He's so changed. He stayed locked up in a room all day. And so we were even afraid that he was going to, you know, do something. He's changed. He's really changed, but he just needs some mental help.
Have you seen the alcohol or the drug issues that were going
No,
on?
no. He doesn't have any.
And you saw that before,
Sure, yeah, I saw it before.
and you haven't seen that now.
No, because I told him when you're a child, you behave as a child, but become a man, you gotta put away some things. So I haven't seen those things. And like I say, he really does, Your Honor. He has some problems, some issues that are not, I say, a menace to society. I think he just needs some help.
Mhm.
And I tell them, I'm the type of grandmother that I tell them the truth about things. Like I'm telling you the truth. I really think he needs some mental health. Terrell is not, I guess you hear this all the time.
No,
Terrell
no.
is not a bad boy.
Mhm.
He's not. And I just think he needs some help. And we asked, that's just,
And if whatever the judge decides to do, whether it puts him in prison and he gets out or gives him the help, you don't see the problems in him that were going on back with it. So you're not concerned about alcohol or drug abuse
no, not at all.
or the criminal behavior.
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay, I pass it.
Not at all.
All right, any questions?
No questions from the state bar.
All right, so this is what I want you to understand.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate your coming down and telling me things about him,
Yes, ma'am.
but I don't want you to go away thinking that help wasn't offered to him, because the felony drug court where I sent him,
Mm-hmm.
they have a dual diagnosis problem.
Mm-hmm.
So they check for mental health issues. They will give them mental health help.
Mm-hmm.
They will give them help with their drug addictions. They do all of that. It is a global wraparound service
Okay.
for people who are in that program. And that's why I sent him there. And felony drug court is different. And these treatment courts are different from different courts, right?
Uh-huh.
From your regular courts, I should say. Now, of course, based upon my knowledge, I will use what I've learned from the different treatment courts in this court sometimes. You know, I see if somebody has mental health issues or if they have a drug issue, then I try to get them help for that.
Right.
And I always tell people, if you have a drug issue, mental health issue, and you let me know about it and I don't give you anything to help with that,
Mm-hmm.
then that's my fault. But if you tell me, I'm fine, there's nothing, right? So with regards to your grandson,
Mm-hmm.
I knew the issues he had because he was on probation in this court for 2 cases.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I sent him to felony drug court instead of revoking him at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, felony drug court, when people misreporting
Mm-hmm.
and they go missing, because sometimes people will, what they say, fall off the wagon,
Mhm.
go back to their old ways. They will do their best to work with them and try to find them. They have probation officers who will go out to wherever their old haunts were.
Mhm.
They will walk, they will go on corners, everything to try to find them, to get them back in compliance before they issue a motion to revoke.
Mhm.
So when these treatment courts do a motion to revoke, they've tried everything. There's nothing else for them to do. So I want you to understand that he was offered the help and he was in felony drug court and he didn't follow through.
May I speak?
Sure.
Well, I was thinking sometimes they don't really, you say you need help.
Mhm.
Everybody say they need help.
Mhm.
But sometimes it takes a while for them to realize that they really need help.
Mhm.
I mean, really, seriously.
Yeah.
For a long time, he didn't think he needed any help.
Oh, no, I understand. That is why.
Everybody was saying he needed help.
No. That
Mhm.
is why when he picked up a new charge,
Mhm.
because he was previously here for a different felony case, and then he ends up picking up a DWI. That's why I didn't revoke him,
Mhm.
because I knew he needed help.
Right.
And that's why he went to felony drug court. And
Mhm.
felony drug court is intensive. They have something they have to do every single day.
Mhm.
So, you know, you can only offer somebody so much help. And then when they don't follow through, they don't follow through.
Like I said, I think
Yeah.
Terrell didn't know. And I'm
Okay.
serious because we've been telling him for
Mhm.
years that you need help.
Yeah.
But I think he was in the mindset that I don't really think I need help,
Okay.
you know, and I know you said you probably send him different places and you
Mhm.
saw it, I saw it,
Yeah.
parents saw it, but I think he just finally began to see it. And he
Mhm.
really needs help.
Okay.
He really needs help. And I'm asking you,
Mhm.
he really needs help.
All right.
I'm
Well,
asking him a chance.
Well, I appreciate you for coming down and telling me things about your grandson.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any other witnesses?
No, the witnesses, John.
All right. If you'll come forward. All right. So, Mr. Allen, you know that the court has given you a chance, more than one chance.
You helped me out a lot.
Yeah. You were on probation, then you picked up a new felony. Then I sent you to felony drug court. And felony drug court, they have a dual diagnosis program to work with you with mental health, to work with you with drug issues. Felony drug court, when you, and anything I'm saying, if it's incorrect, let me know.
I don't think my grandmother was.
Yeah. No. I'm not talking about, I'm just,
Yeah, no,
what I'm
no.
saying now, if what I'm saying is incorrect, let me know.
Yes, yes, sir.
Felony drug court, when you get out of compliance and you go missing, they send people out to try to find you, to bring you back in.
I felt love to drug court.
Okay.
Judge Glenn for mayor, you know, I love Judge Glenn.
All right. So, yeah. Okay. All right. The court is going to grant the motion. The court is going to order therapeutic community, give you credit for any time served. How much time are you asking for, counsel?
With credit for time served,
Yeah, you get credit for time served.
I haven't.
So the
figured
range
that
of punishment for him is anywhere from 2 to 8 years. How much are you asking for?
Oh, in terms of being sentenced? Okay,
Mhm.
we're asking for 2. And let me tell you why we're asking for that, Your Honor, is because you heard from the testimony that, you know, he's turned his life around. He just has an extremely poor decision-making process. And we think the sooner he gets back in society, the sooner he can build off of where he is now, which is understanding of what's going on. And I think if the court chooses to punish him with that, which we would understand and appreciate, the lowest number to allow him to jump back into society, see his kids, and build off of the good place he is in his life right now would be the best thing for him. So we're asking for 2 years. Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. I request the therapeutic community for you. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
We just now talked about it, Your Honor. I can go over it.
All right, because this is because this is not a plea bargain agreement, you do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on community supervision. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you when you're released from prison. If you need anything and I'm here and you need help, just let me know.
May I ask how much back time I have?
Sure.
May I ask?
We'll find out. I'll tell you.
He doesn't trust his lawyer. He believes the system's already failed him. But as the judge breaks it down, this isn't about emotions, it's about evidence. In a courtroom where video proof trumps personal belief, one man pushes for a new attorney, while the state refuses to budge. Is it justice, or just bureaucracy in motion?
All right, so Mr. Bernal, do you want a jury trial or a bench trial? What do you want?
Judge, he wants a new attorney.
Oh, why?
I don't think she's surrendering my best interest. I'd like to hire her.
All right, so here's the thing. Let me explain something to you.
Rightly said.
Sometimes, and it's okay if you want to hire an attorney, that's fine. Sometimes people think an attorney is not working in their best interest because that attorney is not giving them what they want. Sometimes people want a dismissal and the attorney says, well, I talked to the state. State says they're not dismissing it. They can't force the state to dismiss a case. If you want a dismissal and the state says, no, we have enough evidence, we're not dismissing it, then your choice is, hey, either you accept that they're not going to dismiss it, enter into a plea bargain agreement, or either you go to a jury trial or a bench trial. But your attorney can't force the state to give you what you want. That's not really how it works. The way negotiations work is they'll go to the state. Maybe your attorney will tell the state, hey, I see some bad issues with your case. This is what you're going to have a problem proving. And then the state will be like, oh, I didn't view that. These prosecutors will do that. I don't know what other prosecutors are doing, but they're saying like, oh, I didn't consider that. Let me look into that. And then they'll probably look into it. And if everybody agrees on what they're seeing or what the issues is, they may say, you know what, we are going to dismiss it. But you're charged with the burglary of a building.
Right.
So burglary of the building cases, they're very simple. Drug cases are very simple and in terms of what needs to be proved. So if your attorney is not giving you what you want, which may be a dismissal, that doesn't mean that they're not working in your best interest. It just means that the state said they're not going to dismiss it. State, on Raphael Bernal, are you all going to dismiss this case?
We will not be judged.
So is there anything that the defense can do to make you dismiss this? I guess other than that you're on video at the picnic with the pastor or something. You know, I said there's nothing that she can present to them that is going to make them want to dismiss your case. They're saying they're not going to dismiss it. Is that correct?
That is true, Judge.
Is there any information that the state can bring you?
That defense could bring us?
Yeah, I'm sorry, that the defense could bring you to have you dismiss this case?
There is not, Judge.
So they're not going to dismiss it.
Okay, everything that you said prior to this about how she's not doing her job.
No,
Just explain.
I'm not saying she's not doing her job. What I'm telling you is it appears that you, and I'm using it as a hypothetical, you want a dismissal. The state is saying they're not going to dismiss your case.
But she hasn't also given me the proof of why I don't have a case for dismissal. She's never given me. I need to look at the proof to see what proof they have to convict me.
All right, so let's do this. Could you go over the paperwork with him again?
Yes.
All right, and state, could you make sure that she has your file so that she can show him police reports and everything?
Certainly, Judge.
On the record, respectfully, Judge, I have shown him all of the documents that we have in the state's file. He's looked at the state's
Oh, no, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
We'll do it again.
yeah, sometimes people go to the jail and maybe they forget certain things. I don't know, but she's going to show it to you today. And she's going to explain to you, according to the penal code, what burglary of a building is. All right. Part of it is going inside a building without consent. So that's part of it, right? No. Here's the thing. That's part of it. So she's going to go over that with you and show you what's in the police report. Okay. And then we'll come back. But what I want you to know is when you're sitting over there, the state is saying they are not dismissing the case and she can't force them to dismiss it.
I understand.
Okay.
Fully.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Just have a seat.
May I make sure, just on the record, he has made very clear that he does not want me representing him, that he wanted to retain an attorney. Do you still want me to
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I mean, do you have an attorney here today?
No.
All right. So yes, you're his attorney.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
I just don't want to complain. Yeah, she's ordered.
No,
me to-
she is going to show you
Right.
all of the documents that the state has against you.
Okay.
And then once she's shown you that and you've read it, just come back before me. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, counsel. Hello. Yes. Where are we?
Okay, Judge, I went over the complete packet that we have reviewed. This will be the third time. He did take some time to review one of the documents, which was the officer affidavit. He vehemently denied and contested that those were the police reports. He wants the actual handwritten reports taken at.
All right. Well,
The state isn't able, and I understand, to be able to watch the videos. I'm not sure how to maneuver that issue, but at this point, I don't believe that we're able to get him what he wants today. He also mentioned that he wants a reset to have time, and I agree to review everything thoroughly. But at the same time, Judge, he is consistent on the fact that he wants, in his mind, competent counsel, and I agree. I think that, not that I'm not competent, but that we are not a good fit. He doesn't trust my counsel, my advice, my navigation, my advocacy, and all of those things. And for those reasons, I believe for him, he feels that retaining counsel is the best move for him.
Oh, sure, he can get an attorney. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a reset on this case in 10 days for a jury trial, please? Sure.
That's another day I have a signature. I don't have a last.
Okay.
So then, not afforded the chance to be able to see.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever told your counsel that you needed glasses?
The last time.
Oh, just right now. So here's the thing. She has been going over that paperwork with you, and I've seen her go over that paperwork with you on numerous occasions. So this is what I'm going to do. This is being recalled back for a jury trial in 10 days. Whoever you're going to hire, you need to hire them. What I can tell you is legally, if you're hiring an attorney, I don't even have to give you 10 days, but I'm going to give you that. Ms. Ferguson, 10 days, jury trial. All right, July 17th, you'll be set for jury trial. They'll bring you over dressed for trial.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
no, thank you.
Remember him.
Oh, yeah. I do my best to remember everybody so that you will know that you're not just a number to me. And it's easier for me to remember faces and names as opposed to SID numbers. I had one client, though. His SID numbers were 3 digits, so that was easy to remember. And you know what that means if your SID number only has 3 numbers.
Thank
Time ago.
Oh, yeah. When I would go see him at the jail, the people at the jail, no, Stephanie. I'm like, no, those are his numbers. And then they're like, oh my gosh. So he had a case from, I think, 1960. So that is why he had the 3-digit number. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
A father, a gun, and $1,000 betrayal. What happens when the mother of your child becomes part of your crime and then watches you take the fall? In this explosive courtroom moment, Jeremiah Simmons pleads no contest to aggravated robbery, but it's what the judge says next about Samantha, the child's mother. That leaves everyone stunned.
What you should be doing is making sure that your mother or there's some adult who is following the law, who's raising your child, because Samantha isn't. And who knows, Samantha may not even be waiting for you when you get out. You understand? All right, court is calling 2024 CR 008134, State versus Jeremiah Melvin Simmons. Can I have parties announce?
Jason Gearhan for the state, Your Honor.
Martin Garrett, attorney for Jeremiah Simmons.
Jeremiah Bernal Simmons.
All of his. If I can help the wheels move quicker, and get people to where they need to be, then, if it's a matter of somebody needs a bed, then I'm going to do my best to get them their bed.
Squeaky wheel, Your Honor.
Yeah. All right. We're back on the record in Jeremiah Melvin Simmons. And I'm so sorry if you all could re-announce, please.
Jason Gearhan for the state, Your Honor.
Garrett for Jeremiah Simmons.
Jeremiah Simmons.
All right.
Jeremiah Simmons.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Simmons, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, I just want to make sure that if it's listed as a repeater, and I just still have the indictment in front of me.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, I've been informed.
No.
It was not. So we're proceeding on the indictment as it was indicted.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Simmons, did you review the court admonishments and defendant's waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with aggravated robbery. That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you were giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe so.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to a jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine, affirmative finding of deadly weapon, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, there's a no contact order. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
No objection.
All right, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Respectfully, Your Honor, we're asking you to follow the plea agreement. That's the responsibility he wants to have on.
All right, so let's talk about the contact. Yes, with Samantha Rendon.
Samantha, that is his wife, Your Honor.
Well, this is sort of like the Bunny and Clyde situation, though.
Your Honor, I understand, but they do share a child together. And so again, it's one of those things that once he is released on parole, it does help to be able to be around her and to parent her.
All right, he'll have to take that up with his parole. The court is finding him guilty. The court will enter an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, 8 years in the prison, credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. There's to be no contact with Samantha Rendon and Destiny Macias. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. This wasn't a good thing to do, right? And then you have Samantha, who is the mother of your child, participating in this. That's not what a good mother does.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
She didn't participate. I was only did it on my own.
Oh, yeah, but here's the thing. The only reason why you knew that person had $1,000 is because Samantha told you. Otherwise, and you don't have to address this, we're not on the record. Why would Samantha go to a place talking about she's going to go pick up somebody after her friend of 8 years is trying to buy a car, probably struggled to get that money together, goes to the ATM machine to get $1,000, and then she really needed another $1,000, but the ATM wasn't working. So she calls customer service and say, I need another $1,000. And then mysteriously, the mother of your child has to go off in some area for some unknown reason to meet somebody. And that person comes up, which was you, pulls out a gun and takes the $1,000 in that person's ATM card. So Samantha Rendon, what you should be doing is making sure that your mother or there's some adult who is following the law, who's raising your child, because Samantha isn't. And who knows, Samantha may not even be waiting for you when you get out. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Oh, no problem. So what's happening on the motion to revoke?
Apparently, the court had made that a woman named Bernadette Contreras had talked to the court about she's with the fugitive recovery people, and she had made an agreement with the court that court would reset him for compliance. He would do some AANA meetings and make some payments on his outstanding fees and fines and submit some clean UAs. And then before he could start that, he'd have arrested on the MTR. So we're hoping that the judge will grant the reset and give him the compliance hearing so that he can catch up and take care of it.
Oh, no, the compliance hearing thing, that was a compliance hearing set in April.
Judge, the hearing wasn't actually set. So before we could get it on the docket and so forth, working with the fugitive task force, he was trying to show some progress to the court. So he was working on doing some things. And before everything happened, before we can show that progress and get it on the docket as a compliance hearing, he was arrested for the MTR.
All right. So this is my suggestion to parties. Let's proceed with the motion to revoke and let's see where we are. And everybody can present whatever they want to present to the court and the court will make a ruling. If y'all want to do that, or if y'all want to set it for contested, whatever y'all want to do. But if y'all will confer and let me know.
We have conferred.
All right, thank you.
We have conferred, yes, Judge.
So what's happening with the motion to revoke? Are we going forth on the motion to revoke?
I believe, Mr. Hicks, did you want to ask for, was it a compliance or are you ready, Mr. Hicks, now?
I would like to delay the motion revoke to allow for him to complete to do the compliance. The stuff that you wanted for the compliance hearing. He is being revoked because of lengthy failure to report. He said that when he first.
I mean, was he in like a coma or something?
Not exactly.
I mean, I don't understand the not reporting.
Okay, that's the hard part to explain.
Okay.
The first couple of times, he didn't have any money to pay his fees. He says the probation officer said, if you don't pay your fees, we're going to revoke.
All right, so it sounds to me like you
Sure.
all need to have the motion heard and then he can plead true or not true. If he pleads true, I'll hear whatever explanation people want to present to me and then I'll make a ruling. Or if y'all want to set it for contested, we'll set it for contested.
If we set it for contested and he performs the conditions that the judge had ordered for his compliance, that affect.
I mean, I don't know. Because I haven't seen anything. I'm just going to deal with what's in front of me. I can't tell you how I'm going to rule before I hear everything.
I'm not understanding what's in there.
Y'all, so here's the thing.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a motion to revoke.
Yeah, I just,
All right, you are on deferred adjudication for burglary habitation.
yes, ma'am.
Range of punishment is up to 20 years in prison.
Yes, ma'am.
They have allegations in this motion to revoke certain things that you have not done.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know any facts, right? I don't know if you've done these or not done these, but they're alleging that you've tested positive. They've alleged that they haven't seen you perhaps since 2019.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, and they said that you didn't report your change of address and you haven't been attending your AA meetings. So those are the allegations that are in the motion to revoke.
Okay.
So with regards to those allegations in the motion to revoke, you can either plead true to them or not true to them. If you plead not true to them, what's going to end up happening is it will be set for a contested hearing. What that means is that the state has to prove their case. And with motions to revoke, their burden of proof is not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. All right. It's a lesser burden of proof that they have.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will listen. And if I believe they've proven their case, then I will find it true. And then I will hear, if they say we want revocation, or if they say they want you to be continued, then your counsel can present information. I'm assuming he's going to say he wants you to be continued, but here's the thing. Motions to revoke and being on probation, those are contracts with the court.
Yes, ma'am.
So if the state says we want him continued, and your client and your defense attorney says he wants you continued, and probation says he wants you continued, I don't have to do it.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can still revoke you and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. I can't have your attorney or the state say, oh, this is everything that was going on. What would you do if we presented this information to you? That's not the way it works. I would just sit here, listen to whatever argument people want to bring me, and then I'll make a decision on whether to revoke you or to continue you.
I understand now.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. So if you'll discuss that with your attorney, then let me know what you all want to do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So last time we were here, there's some missing photos, body worn camera, forensic interview of the witness. So.
Yes, Judge. And for an update on it, we were able to get clarification on the photographs. We were able to get the body worn camera videos. We do have the forensic interview of the child.
Okay, so just 1 second. Let's take it one step at a time.
Of course.
Yeah. So forensic interview, you have that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And counsel, you just need to confer with the state on that.
We did talk on this past Thursday and went over some of the evidence. I had not watched. I represented to him what was in the forensic interview. We haven't shown it to defense yet, but we do have it. So.
Okay. And then the body camera?
Yes, that is downloaded into Veripic.
Okay. And then the photos?
The photos, there was some differences where the report said a certain number and then we received a different number. I did clarify with the detective, the report just had the wrong number. So the photos are all included and they have been included. We just needed that clarification.
All right. Is there anything else?
There is, yes. The 911 recording, this originally went to the city on the 911 call. It later got transferred to the sheriff's office. So I did contact Detective Solis, I guess at the last hearing, to try to get that recording. He has requested it from SAPD. We have yet to receive it yet from SAPD,
All right.
however.
When do you think you will receive it?
Judge, typically it takes around 2-ish weeks. So I would have thought we'd get it soon. My hope we'd get it within the next week or two.
I mean, don't they just like upload it in the system?
They usually do when it's their own case because it was another agency. I think that's where the hiccup happened. Because if it was sheriff's office, they would have done it immediately. But because it was another agency and they didn't have that JN number, I think that's where the confusion happened.
All right. Other than the 911 recording, is there anything else?
No, not to the state's knowledge, no.
All right. Do you think there's anything else, counsel?
Well, other than being able to see the interview or the forensic interview and the 911, that's all I'm aware of now.
All righty. Ms. Ferguson, on this one, let's do a 20-day reset. And at that time, state you'll need to be prepared to tender an offer.
Oh, of course. And for the court's knowledge, I did inquire with the detective on Thursday about the status of the 911. He was still awaiting it. So.
Okay.
But I'll check again later this week.
All right. Thank you. All right. July 24th. An offer will be due. And if there's some other discovery missing, then what's going to end up happening is this next date, witnesses need to be subpoenaed to be here to see why the discovery is not here.
And, Your Honor, I'm actually out the week of July 21st.
Okay.
Would it be possible to have it on the 28th, the Monday?
Norma, put this on July 28th. Defense counsel is out.
Or status.
I'm sorry, state is out.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Welcome. All right. Is that good for you, the 28th?
Yeah, that's fine. 28th.
All right. So we're going to bring you back on the 28th. What's going to end up happening on that date? They're going to make sure that they have all their discovery and the state is going to tender an offer to you. And then once the offer is tendered, I'm going to reset it for your plea deadline date. And if an agreement is not reached at the plea deadline date, then what will end up happening, you'll be set for jury trial. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions about anything? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yes.